All right, this is it. Don't get scared now. The march to left Lord Stanley begins tonight for 16 teams. AJ Scholz, Paul Bruno, the riveting RotoWire duo. Let's get right into it, guys. The DFS and Sportsbook preview of the first night of the NHL Playoffs. 4-game slate. Who you paying up for in DFS, Paul?
I'm looking at three difference makers, not going to the top of the board neither in any case. I'm noting that Carolina will be without Freddie Anderson in nets, and I look for the Bruins to take full advantage here in Game 1. That means their top sniper, David Pasternak's in play, costing $7,300. Another target for me is Vlad Tarasenko of the Blues, who comes into play tonight for $6,400. I don't get that at all. He's been on fire for about a month. His physical style of play is going to fit right in with the style that is going to characterize this entire series. I think he's going to pace the St. Louis attack, and that begins tonight as well. And then finally, Evander Kane will be a difference maker for the Oilers. This guy's auditioning for his next big contract, and I don't see how the Kings will slow him down when he gets to going running around. Plug him in for $6,000 tonight.
AJ, who's worth spending up on?
Yeah, I'm going to go up for Kirill Kaprizov tonight at $8K among the top priced guys. There's some uncertainty, as of now regarding who is going to start for the Blues. Binnington has played 3 of their last 5, but Husso was struggling beforehand, though he was the starter for much of the back half of the season. So all that to say, I think the Wild are a team to target tonight based on the matchup, and I would expect Kaprizov to continue to carry that Wild offense, making him well worth the price at $8,000.
All right, so for value then, who do you want to roster? AJ.
I'm going to start with Seth Jarvis here for the Carolina Hurricanes at just $4K. He's on a 7-game point streak, so I definitely think he should be a little bit higher. Andrei Svechnikov is expected to be back in the lineup after sitting out the regular season finale, so Jarvis gets to play with him again. And then I also like Ilya Mikheyev if he remains in his top 6 role at $3,600. The lines could shuffle up a bit with Andre Kasha back from injury, but I think Mikheyev will stay in the top 6 there, probably in a second-line role, and so at $3,600, that's really good value.
Where can we find value, Paul?
I love the call on Mikheyev. He's in a great spot alongside Tavares. Johnny T has made a lot of guys look good on his wings, and he doesn't get credit for it. That's a great price for the Russian winger who's playing for his next contract, whether it be in Toronto or elsewhere. It's a big stage for him. I think there's also going to be a lot of scoring in the St. Louis-Minnesota game, and I like the way David Perron's been playing. He's come out on fire with the Blues over the last few weeks, thriving on the big stage before. This guy knows what to do when the lights get on in the playoffs, logging right-wing minutes on the top line alongside O'Reilly, one of the best puck passers in the league. The winger comes in, Perron comes in at only $4,100 tonight. Finally, I said I think the Edmonton Oilers are going to roll the Kings tonight, and I look for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to play a big part. He always does when this team's going well. Still, he only costs $4,400 this evening.
Guys, let's look at some future bets, too, while you're here. What's your favorite series prop available on the DK Sportsbook right now, Paul?
I like the Blues over Minnesota at plus 120. I've been talking about this team for about a month and a half now, and I think they're going to be a surprise in the postseason. I also said the Penguins are in a bad matchup against the Rangers. I think even my partner will agree to that. So I'm not trying to pile on, AJ, I swear. But I'll go to the Rangers in the series spread bet to win it by more than 1.5 games for the 180 payoff there.
AJ, talk to me.
Yeah, I actually like some of the player props here when you look at the Boston-Carolina matchup, the series player props, and there's 2 that I think you can double down on. With Antti Raanta set to start for the Hurricanes, I think Boston could put up a ton of goals, and you can get David Pastrnak to lead the series in goals at plus 425. If you're on that, you might as well look at the head-to-head goal prop versus Sebastian Aho. You can get Pastrnak to win that at minus 125. And then, I know Paul's going to hate hearing this, but even money to get the Lightning to win the series against Toronto, I think you have to at least consider it. I mean, when have you gotten positive value out of the Tampa Bay Lightning over the last 2 years to win a series? It doesn't happen because they haven't lost in 2 years. So I expect them to win again against Toronto, and I think there's good value there.
Yeah, looking to become the first team to win a cup in 3 consecutive seasons since the Islanders won 4 straight from 80 to 83. AJ, let's go ahead and lock in a cup winner before we drop the puck on the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. So Colorado the favorite to win at plus 330, then Florida, Calgary, and Toronto. Where would you put your money right now?
Well, I did already put my money on the Penguins a while back, but I'm not feeling great about that. I agree with Paul. I'm not sure they're going to get past the Rangers. So I do think it's Colorado's year. I mean, they should cruise past the Predators in the opening round, and that could give them a real advantage because I think that Blues-Minnesota matchup could go to 7 games, so they're going to potentially be tired. Look, Colorado's got their big three healthy in Landeskog, Rantanen, and McKinnon. Cale Makar on the back end, and Darcy Kemper is playing some of the best hockey of his career. So I know they're the favorites. They're the least value you're going to get out of it, but I love Colorado this year. I think it's time for McKinnon to get his name on that cup.
All right, Paul, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. They did falter a little bit down the stretch. They dropped 6 of 7 with 5 of those in regulation. Will that downward trend continue in the playoffs?
Yes, it will. I'm going to tell you the 2 teams to watch for, not in the top 2 or 3 of the favorites, but they're there. St. Louis, I told you. You guys, you're going to listen. This team is stacked. They're playoff hardened, and they've won it before. They know what to do to win the cup, and I think they're going to be a solid bet at plus $2,000 if that comes through. It's 2,000 plus 2,000. I think if that comes through, a lot of people are going to get rich. But the shocker here, the cup's coming home now to plus 900. There you go.
Oh, stop it! We know what happens to you guys in the first round. Knock it off, Paul.
It's long overdue, and it's time.
You guys
just pick 2 teams that aren't going to make it out of the first round.
I know, Paul, but you know what?
Neither of those teams is going to make it out of the first round.
Talk to me in about a month.